Yes. So in JavaScript, arrays are objects. They are not primitive data. Okay. They are not primitive data. What is primitive data? So primitive data is something like numbers. Okay. String is also object, numbers, true, false values. So they are called as basically primitive data. But arrays are not primitive data. Arrays are objects. If you have an exposure with the Java, even in Java, like strings are objects, arrays are objects, even in Java. In the same way, in the JavaScript, arrays are objects, okay, but numbers are primitive type of data. True or false also nothing but primitive type of data. Okay, in JavaScript, arrays are treated as objects. Basically, what is array? Array is basically aggregate. Normally, in other programming languages, array is basically aggregate homogeneous data. It's not heterogeneous data, it is homogeneous data. That means similar type of data you can keep in the array in other languages. But in JavaScript, in the array, you can keep dissimilar type of data. Need not be same type of data, you can contain in the array dissimilar type of data. Okay, so arrays are in JavaScript, they are aggregate heterogeneous type of data. Need not be heterogeneous, you can keep same type of data or you can go with different types of data. Okay, so that is in the arrays. Arrays basically, if you take other languages, in other languages, arrays are actually fixed size. Once you allocate some size, you cannot change it. Data in that arrays you can change, but the size of the array you cannot change. But in JavaScript, you can change the size of the array. So you can make it growing or you can make it shrinking. So arrays are basically dynamic in nature in the JavaScript. Okay, so first thing is what? Arrays are objects. Okay, so similarly, arrays are aggregate, homogeneous, heterogeneous type of data, need not be homogeneous, and array size can shrink or it can grow. You can delete from existing array placeholders, you can add new placeholder. So like that, arrays can be growing or they can be shrinking. So these 3 points are important as far as arrays are concerned. Okay, first of all, arrays are implemented as objects. Okay, second thing is what? Arrays are not primitive type of data and arrays are here heterogeneous, not homogeneous. In the JavaScript, arrays are homogeneous, not homogeneous, heterogeneous type of data. Okay, they accept actually different types of data in that. But if you look at other languages, it's not possible. Okay, so if you look at Java or if you look at C#, basically they are here aggregate, homogeneous, not heterogeneous. Okay, but in the JavaScript, you can accept different type of data and array size can grow or it can shrink. Now let us look into this. So how I declared array here? Initially, I declared an array. This is empty. There is no data in that. But this is what? It's an array object. Okay, it is array object. I'm declaring an array using here just square brackets. There is no data right now associated in this. Okay, so nums equal to, this is simply array. When you go with the length, this is going to give it as 0 for us. Initially, no data in that. So what it gives here, length is going to be here 0. Okay, so instead of using like this concatenation, this is called as here concatenation. I'm concatenating one string with the another string. But how I can overcome, I can use here template strings. So how I do here, see. I can use here template string. So how can I use template string? How to, what like delimiters have to use in the template string? I need to use the backtick. So just write here console.log. Then here you go with the backtick. This is symbol for backtick, followed by, we need to write here. So what is the string we have in that? Array length. Array length is followed by here. You can go with the, this is called as placeholder. Here you can put $. Then this is nums.length. Okay, then we put here the closing backtick. Okay, whenever you want to substitute any variable within the string, you can use the like backticks. Using backticks, what you do, you can, embed a string, embed a variable within the given string. So this is also nothing but a string. But here what we are doing, we are embedding a variable. So what is the variable here? Nums is a variable and length is going to give you 0 here. It's going to give you 0. So console.log array length is here nums.length. Nums.length is going to give you 0 and we need to put them inside the curly brackets, and you have to start with the dollar. So this is called as here embedding a variable within the given string, and such strings are called as here template strings or template literals. So this is called as a template string. So whenever you are trying to put some variable, or whenever you're trying to embed a string within a variable within the like a string, you can use this mechanism. You need to start with the backtick and you need to end with the backtick. Then array length is here, dollar. Then in the curly brackets, we put num start length. So like this, what we do, we are embedding a variable within the given string. Okay, it is giving you here length of the array. So what is the length of this initially? It is now here some 0. Length is going to be here 0. So once again, let us see here what this is going to print. Once again, let us try to print here. So this time it should say the length is 2. Okay, just run this and see. So this is exactly arrays.html file. So go to here G drive, here in this HTML examples. Then this is here arrays.length, arrays this is. Okay, we go with the arrays. And when you go here with the developer tools in the console, what you find, array length is 0, array length is here 2, this says, because we have inserted 2 elements into this. In order to insert, what we use here, we use the push. Using push, we can actually insert data into that. So we use a push method. With the help of that, we can insert data into that. Okay, so push is what basically it is the, this is a basic method. With the help of that, you can actually insert data into the array. We are inserting data into the array with the help of the push mechanism here. So we have a push method. With the help of that, we are pushing a element into the array there. So array.push you have here. So it is something similar to in the stack, we have this kind of mechanism. Okay. So, but when this is going to add a new element at the end of the array, it's going to add a new element. When you go with the num.push, it's going to be adding a element at the end of the array. So initially, we print here some random number. Next, we print some other random number. So since this is a random number, we don't know what number we added there. So instead of that, now we'll go here this way and try to add a number. Something like 100 I put here, and here I'm going to add 200. Okay. So now when you print the array, how this looks, see. This is what num.push 100, num.push 200. When you print it, how this is going to be getting printed? It will print 100 first, then 200 next. Okay. So here, let us run and see now. This is fine, but when you click on this here, it is printing 100, 200. 100, 200, this is printing. So we inserted 100 first, then 200 we inserted. So it says here 100, 200. So in that order, it's getting inserted. So when you go with the push, this is going to insert data at the end. It's inserting data at the end. So this is actually a push method. Okay, it's a push method. So you are going to insert at the end. You are going to insert at the end here. Okay, next thing is you have a shift method. You have a shift method. With the help of the shift method, we can remove the first element in the array. So this is for adding. Now you go with the shift here. With the help of the shift, you can remove an element from the array. So here I go with the num start followed by here shift. Okay, num start shift I do. Then after that, I try to print here array. So what is the length I get and what is the data in that? Let us see here. Okay, so let us see here what I get in this. Okay, instead of doing here, I use with some other button. In that button, I can do it. So this is what exactly. I don't want to shift here. Initially, I have to show 2 elements, but when I click on the shift, this should be getting here like deleted for us. So go with the button, one more button I add here. Okay, ampersand NBSP. And again ampersand NBSP, then here put the button, then ID equal to, just say here btn push up. This is not push, shift. Okay, btn shift this is. followed by here shift, like this I put. Okay, btn shift, fine. So, but how do we now add a function to this? In the last session, I mean, two day before, we have added some events. We added some events. So how to add an event here? You can do this way. You can add an event something like this here. First of all, we need to find here the object. Here write where btn 3 is equal to document dot get element by id. Okay, we are getting element by id, and what is the name of that? btn shift it is. Okay, this is btn shift. So this is btn shift. We are getting hold of that particular thing. Okay, once that is created, we need to add a event listener there. Event listeners can be anonymous, or we can go with the named one. We can have two things in that. One is named, other one is here anonymous. Can you recall those things? The other day we were discussing what is anonymous and what is actually the named one. So if you see here the events, so somewhere in the events you can find it. So what was the name of that? The other day we have done I think events or something. Okay, so something we created the other day. No, section complete or not this one.
Event with handlers.
Okay, event with handlers, but
There's an up event handler.
yes, event handler. Okay, you can see here in this, you've gone with the named one and we have gone with even anonymous. So where do we find here anonymous? Anonymous you can find somewhere, or I think we changed it. Anonymous we have changed it to that one. Okay. We changed anonymous, I think. So it was not available. Fine.
In comments up, sir, anonymous. Comments. Oh, there. btn add event listener.
Yes. So event listener, this is correct. Yeah, this one we are adding here. This is called as your anonymous. You can write the method in the anonymous way, or you can go with the, named one. So let us try to use this one here. Anonymous, let us try to use. Okay, this is what array we write in the arrays dot this one. So here in this, let us add. Already we got the hold of the btn. So just go with the btn3 here, add event listener. So here we should be shifting that. And this is what a global variable, nums is a global variable. So using that, we can now do it. So just delete it here. Then try to write here, this one, nums dot shift. We are going to call that particular thing. So after that, once again, we try to print this in the, we try to print in the div here. So somewhere in the div, we are trying to print it. So just see there where we have written. I think this is here. So try to assign this. How many elements we have, we can find now here in this. Okay, but this is going to give you error. So just put here again var d here. Okay, var d, then my div, we are trying to get the value in that. With the help of shift, we are trying to remove the elements in that. So just refresh here this one more button we got. Okay, now here, when you go with the click me, it is giving you 100, 200. When you click on the shift, what happens now? You have only 200. That means what happened here? Very first element got removed with the help of the shift operator or shift function. Once again, let us refresh here. So when we refresh, the length is here 2. When you click on this, here it's printing 100, 200. Okay, but when you call the shift method, here 100 is getting deleted, you have only 200. You have 200 here. Click on the shift here, you have only 200. So that means what? You are removing the very first element using the shift here. Using shift, you are going to remove the very first element. Okay, so this is what here anonymous method or anonymous function this is. We are adding a event listener to this, and this is what exactly anonymous method. We don't have any method name or we don't have any function name. So like this, when you write, this is called as here anonymous. Okay, anonymous means what? There is no name for that. Only this time we use. But suppose you have a function, if you are using number of times, you have to have a name for that. But if you are using for single purpose, in that case, you can go with the anonymous. You need not have any function name. You need not have named function. So simply you can attach a anonymous method to the event listener here. When you click on that, so this is going to be getting fired. So this is called as here registering event here with the listener. So who is listener? Basically, this method is going to be listener here. This is called as here listener. So it is listening, and in response to whatever the click event, this is going to be getting fired. Okay, so this is called as here action listener. It is actually implementing the code for that. Okay, so initially we are registering with the button, the click event, and upon clicking on the button, this event, this particular piece of code is going to be getting fired for us. Okay, so this is called as your anonymous. Same thing you can write in the other way. You can go with the named one also. So this is what here shifting. Initially we are pushing, and next thing is what? Shifting. Shift is going to remove the very first element. Whereas, okay, whereas when you go with the like push is adding at the end, whereas shift is actually removing at the beginning. So shift is removing in the beginning, and this push is adding at the end of the array. There is one more method actually. With the help of that, you can unshift. Okay, so unshift meaning is what? In the beginning, when you want to add, that is called as unshifting. Okay, in the beginning, you can add one more element, that is called as here unshifting. Okay, so here what I do, I just add one more thing here. In this only, I try to add. I'm shifting, then I'm adding new element in that. So just write here num start followed by unshift here. You can use unshift function followed by here. You can add some number. Go something with the 90 here. Then after that, again try to here print it. Okay, go with this, then try to print here. So this is going to be now adding here in this number 90. In the beginning, this is going to add. When you go with the shift, it's going to add it. When you go with the, not shift, when you go with the like push, it's going to be adding in the ending, but with the unshift, it's going to be adding in the beginning. So just see here how this is going to be working now. Click on this, then click me when you say it shows 100, 200. When you go with the shift, what it does, 90 and 200, it says. That means what? 100 is removed already. Then what happened here? 90 is getting placed in that position. So in the beginning, it's going to give, this is called as here unshift. Shift is going to be deleting, unshift is going to be adding in the beginning of the array. Okay, you have push mechanism, you have shift mechanism, and one more thing is here unshift. In the JavaScript, arrays are very, very important. Okay, this is very, very important actually. Arrays are very important in the JavaScript. So this is called as here unshifting the element in that. So we unshifted here. Okay, we are going to unshift in this case here. So using length property, you can find how many elements are in that. Okay, you have delete also. You have a delete functionality also, but delete what happens? Let us see. We go here with the delete also. What happens with delete? See here. Okay, now go with here some button. The button is here, like go with the this one here. We take another button. Then in this button, we go with the delete. So this is what here btn delete. Okay, delete here. So delete, I write. What is the difference between delete, shift and unshift? Let us see. Okay, so when you go with the delete here, what happens? See, we need to write here a method for the delete as well. So again, go with the same anonymous kind of thing. Try to add here in this. Okay, so this is btn delete. Okay, so this has to basically delete it. It has to delete an element. After deleting, what happens? See here, num start delete. Okay, so num start delete. It's not like actually that way we don't do. We go with the delete function here. Delete followed by nums, then 0 we put here. Nums 0, we are going to delete the very first element here. Okay, then after that, now what this is going to print, let us see. So here this time we don't unshift anything. Okay, just we try to assign some text here. This also a comment. When you delete, what happens? See in this. And one more thing I want to print here, what is the size of the array? And here also, when you go with the shift, what is happening? We try to print here. Okay, just write here console.log. After deleting, after shift rows elements in array is, so how much I go with the concatenation here? I go with the num start length, then dot toString. I go with that. I'm printing in that way. And here, okay, similarly after unshift, what happens? See here. Here we go with this, then again try to print. After unshift, elements in array is, okay, unshift. Elements in array is, so it is going to give you length there. Now here again I take this and try to print how many elements we have in this. Okay, so go with this after deletion, after delete. Now see in this. Come to this point, then refresh here. Okay, click me. It is printing 100, 200. But when I go with the shift, what happens here? After shift, elements in array is 1. After unshift, elements in array is 2. Okay, when you go with the shift, what is happening? We have only one element in that. But when you go with the unshift, what is happening here? You have 2 elements. But now if you go with the delete, what happens? See. Okay, after delete, elements in array is 1 only.
2.
Okay. So in the case of the delete, it is not going to remove elements. It's going to keep the whole like that only. Okay, that is not going to be completely deleted. Still the place is available for that if you go with the delete here. So when you go with the delete, it's not going to remove the elements there. Okay, the element is removed, but the space is going to be empty in that, in the array. So it is not going to be reclaimed there. So space is still available with the for the array. So that is with the delete operation. And delete syntax is something like this here. You're going with the delete followed by you are giving the index in that. So nums of 0 means very first element we are trying to delete. Even if you try to print here, okay, if you try to print, what we are getting in that d dot inner text equal to, here it is nums dot toString. What value we got here? If you see, so you have a comma here. To the left of that is empty. You don't have any data in that. We don't have any data. So this is the behavior of the delete function here. So when you go with the delete, the array is behaving in that way. Okay, we have first thing is like pushing, then shifting, unshifting, and next one is what here? Delete. So delete is keeping actually the place like that only. So the place is not reclaimed there. Okay, it's not actually reclaimed. So this is the problem with the delete operation. So that's why you have to choose very carefully. If you go with the delete, that may not be, I mean, deleting the array totally. That means the element may not be deleted. So the element, whatever you have, that is removed, but the space is still available there. Okay, so that is basically delete method. Now, let us go here with the one more function in this that is called as concat. Where do we use concat? Basically, concat we use with the strings. We can add one string with another string, that is called as concatenation. Okay, but here we are going to work with the arrays. How you can concatenate arrays? See in this. Okay, so let me here write a one more button. Let me create in this. Okay, I'm going to put here 2 arrays, different arrays I put here. Okay, where ARR1 here is equal to, I go this way. Here itself I now assign the values 100, then 300, then 500, then 700, then something like 900 I put here. Okay. Similarly, I go with the var ARR2. This is here. I go with the 200. Then this is 400. Then 600. Then 800. Like this, I take here two arrays. There are two arrays in this, array 1 as well as array 2 here. Okay. Next step is what I want to concatenate the arrays. I want to create a new array from that. So let me create here one more button. But in the next line, I want to create this. Go with this, then add a new button. Okay, this is button. Then ID is here, btn merge. I just want to merge the arrays here in this. Okay, merge two arrays. Okay, merge two arrays. Okay, like this. But before I merge, when I click on the button, first of all, what are the elements in the array I want to show there? Okay, so here it is span. Just I go with the BR. Here I go with the span. ID is here, ARR1. Okay, then similarly here, I go with the next span here, ampersand NBSP. NBSP. Then I go here with the next array, span ARR2. So this is here ARR2. Then again I go here with the third one. This is what ARR merge it. Like this, I have here total 3 arrays. Okay, third array, I haven't created anything, but from the 2 arrays, I want to make this. Okay, I want to create from the existing 2 arrays, the third array I would like to create. So that is called as here merging. So this is what btn merge I have here. So for that, I should write here event handler. Okay, so this is again going to be anonymous event handler I write. So for that, first of all, I should get hold of the particular thing. Okay, so btn delete is something available there. Just I write here where this is what object merge equal to here. This is document dot get element by ID. Okay, so get element by ID. Then here I go with the btn merge. Then I want to here go with the event again. Okay, I would like to go here with the event. This way, anonymous event, again I write here. So this is what btn merge it is. Object, this is object merge. I write this as here btn merge. Then when we click on that, very first thing here, I don't delete anything, but I just want to merge here. I would like to merge. So therefore, here I do this way. Okay, ARR1, ARR2, I have 2 arrays in that. ARR1 and ARR2, I have 2 elements, 2 arrays. But here span, if you look at this, you have 2 spans. ARR1 is one span, ARR2 is another span. Okay, on the top, we have ARR1, ARR2 arrays. So just write here, document dot get element by ID. Then write here ARR1 followed by dot inner text. Okay, inner text is equal to, so what I write here first, ARR1 dot toString. I want to convert to string and I want to display that. ToString I take, then I'm assigning to that. Okay, so to that I'm assigning here. Then similarly, we go here with the next one, try to do that. So this is what here ARR2, and here also I want to go with the ARR2 dot toString. Next, what I do here, where M array, that means what merged array, like this. I want to make it M array. Then here in this, I go with the both arrays. So for that, I have to use the concat function. Okay, so first array I take here ARR1 followed by dot concat. We can concat here, concat followed by next ARR2. Like this we take. Then here we go with the third one. Then in that we try to assign the value. Okay. Paste like this here. What is the span? Third span here. The third span is here. ARR merged. So take here ARR merged, then try to assign in this. Okay. This is what here. It is basically M array followed by toString. Like this we can have. And other one, what is the length of that? Try to print here. Console.log. Here it is M array dot length. So with this, we can know how many elements are in that. How many elements are available? We can print this way here. So let us refresh here. Now you have this way. Okay, click me, then shift, delete we have, then click on here, merge to arrays. What it says, first array is showing here like 100, 300, 500, 700, 900. The next one is what here, 200, 400, 600, 800. But here it is getting merged. That means first array, then second array we have. So that way it is here working. So can we arrange them in a sorted fashion? Let us see that. So can we sort it? We see here in this. Is it possible to sort them? So if we can sort, that would be really good. So because we are going to be having within the order. Okay. So any sort functionality do we have? Let us see. Like now go with this code and try to sort this.
Ascending, descending.
Yes. So sort we can take here. Sort, then followed by, we try to specify this way. Whether this is going to be sorting or not, we can check. Okay, so just go with this and merge two arrays. Now what is happening here? They are getting sorted. Okay, 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 6, 7, 8, 9. So like this, they are getting sorted. So this is basically merging the arrays as well as sorting them. We could sort them like this. So this is basically like merging of arrays here. Okay, so we have merged basically in this. So this is the algorithm available with the arrays. So this algorithm, when you need, you can use. It need not be only with the strings, numbers. You can even use with the strings. They also can be getting sorted as per necessity. Okay, now next mechanism is something like splice. Okay, I want to here go with some splice here. Now I have here 100, 200, 300, 400, something like this. But after 100, between 100 and 200, I want to add something like here 120, then 140, 160, 180. I want to add there. Okay, I want to add here like something like here in this 100, 200, 300, 400, 500 I have here. So I would like to add in this case here. So something like 120, then this is here 130, then similarly like 120, 140, 160, 180. I would like to add in between these two things. Okay, so now let me do that. In the same thing, I want to do that. So here, instead of printing here, I can go with some other array. Where third array. I name something like this here. This is here. Third array equal to, I go this way here, sort. I'm getting here the third array as well. So in the third array, now I want to insert data between 100 and 200. Okay, in between 100 and 200, I have that. So let me insert there. Okay. So let me do here this way. So in this, I'm going to add here. Then what I do is third array, then dot splice. Can go with the splice here. Between 100, I want between 100 to 100, I want to do it. So therefore, here go with the 1 followed by 0. Then try to here add some numbers. 120, then 140, then 160, then 180. I would like to add here. Okay. Then after that, I try to here print it. So third array, what do I get in that? See, console.log followed by here third array, I want to print. This I would like to print here. Just see what result we get in this. Refresh. So what it says here, it is printing 100, 120, 140, 160, 180 before the 200 there. Okay. So this is basically inserting here more rows, more data in the given array. Okay, between 100 and 200, I wanted to go with some splicing there. So what I've done here, there 100, 200, 120, 140, 160, 180, 200, I could add in that. So using splice method, we can add new elements to the array. We added here new elements to the array here with the splice. Okay. So if you look at this, the syntax is what exactly? We have splice followed by 1, 0, 120, 140, 160, 180. So one meaning is what here? After the first, from the first number. So very first index is 0, next index is 1. At the given position index 1, you need to here add new elements. Then what is the meaning of 0 there? 0 means how many elements you want to remove. 0 meaning is what here? How many elements you want to remove. So that is called as basically 0. So you are not going to delete any elements from that. One meaning is what? At the index 1, the array starts with the 0 index. So one meaning is what here at the first index, you are trying to add more items. But in that process, how many you want to delete there? You don't want to delete, so therefore you type there 0. Okay, now in between, like 120, okay, I mean 120, 140, 160, 180, I want to delete. Okay, in that place, I want to add here more elements this way, like I want to go here with 130, 150, and next thing is what here 170 and 190 I want to add rather than adding here 120, 140, 160, 180. So what is happening here? It is printing for us 100, 120, 140, 160, 180. So in between 100, 200, these are added now. Now I want to remove them. Then followed by in that place, I want to go here with the 110, then 130, okay, 150, then 170 and 190 I want to put. Okay, let me put that here. So how many I have to remove here? Total 4 I have to remove. So therefore, here try this way. This is getting printed. Again, we try this way here. Okay, now go here and we just try to do it. This is what here 1 comma, we go here with the 4. Then I want to add here 110. Then this is 130. Then this is here 150. Then this is 170 and 190. Okay, now what should happen here? Earlier, whatever we added, the 4 elements must be removed. And in that place, you should have 110, 130, 150, 170, 190. That should be in between 100 and how much? It should be between 100 and 200. Okay, now once again try to print here what result we get. See. Refresh this and click on the match to arrays. So now what is getting printed at bottom, you can see here. Initially you had 100, 120, 140, 160, 180. Then here 100, 110, 130, 150, 170, 190 we have in between them. So in the splice method, the second parameter, what it says here, when you specify a positive number, that many elements will be removed from the array. Manish, are you following this?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Okay, so from the array, you are going to remove in that way. In the first case, we are not removing any elements. You are adding to the existing array more elements in the first case. When you say 0, that means you are not going to delete any rows, any elements in that. But here what is happening? You are going to remove 4 elements. What 4 elements starting from one index? It is here. Okay, so in the index 1, if you look at the here, this is the index 1. From here 1, 2, 3, 4. That means 120, 140, 160, 180 are removed. So in that place, what are getting added? 110, 130, 150, 170, 190, they are getting added there. So like this, the splice is working. Okay, splice is working in that manner. Got this? Understood? Okay. There is one more method called to splice it. So in that, you can specify what elements you want to splice. That means only removing elements from that. Okay, so let us see here how that works. Now we have something like this third array. Once again, go here with this. But this is going to give you one more array. So just write here where array 4. Here this is third array. Then here dot followed by to splice it. You can use to splice it. You have. So in the to splice it, now you need to specify how many elements you want to remove from which index. Now I want to remove here 110, 130, 150, 170, 190. So what I should do here, I can write 1, 5. Like this I do. So what result I get now? See in this. So just write console.log followed by here it is array 4. Okay, I go with this, then see the result. Now what happened here? Original was 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 8, 9. After that, what I have done? I added here in between like 100 and 200. I added 120, 140, 160, 180. Next, what I've done here, I have removed 120, 140, 160, 180, and in that place I added 110, 130, 150, 170, 190. Now even I want to remove them. So 110, 130, 150, 170, 190 I want to remove. So therefore, what I have done here, I have gone with the to splice it. So in between 100, 200, whatever were added, I have removed them. So like this, you can use the to splice it method. So using to splice it, we are removing elements from that. Okay, so this is what basically with the arrays. We continue tomorrow with more functionality of the arrays. This is very, very important.
Sir, for shift and unshift, you did know, sir, 90.